Hi, Zeos Pantera, In-Ear Fetish. So, at the end of my Mask Kobo review, which is on the main channel, this is the In-Ear Fetish channel. There's a channel for all the other things that are not IEMs. I talk about the Mask Kobo 465, which is a slightly expensive headphone amplifier. And I told everyone I couldn't use it in reviews. I'm spoilering the video that hasn't come out yet. I said I can't use it in reviews because it makes everything sound better than it is. Which is why I'm using it right now for the Moondrop Dark Saber to confirm that I don't like the way these $800 IEMs from Moondrop sound. I had them all day. This has not been like one of those sit down at the desk, 20 minutes, love it, hate it, whatever. All fucking day. Burn them in for almost 2 weeks to make sure they're all good. They're a 2DD 8BA. That's 10 each side. And the 2DD are doing that pancake thing where they shoot the bass out the port and it's for that really intense low end. And I can find it. 1 out of 30 songs activates that. All right. So I took them all day. Had a little Hibby. Which one is this? This is the R3 Mark II. This little guy. Had them out on that. And luckily I took them out with my little set of changeable, all the tips I usually use. Because, you know, you don't want to be stuck for 4 hours with one set of tips. You're a reviewer. You got to do reviewer things. So I went from X-Elastic to Deconi foams, and I felt like, okay, that's improving some. I got to get to the what's wrong with them. But I went basically through all 4 tips, and then I'm like, well, maybe it's the source. And if I... I'm just gonna go through all the fucking nightmares. Hold on. No. I'll give a lot of IEMs a pass, a straight pass. If it's just one little hanging tooth that's like, hey, that bothers me, but everything else is sound. And the problem with this is, and again, I'm gonna have to prefix every review of everything I ever do. This could just be my set. Maybe everyone else's set's gonna be fucking fantastic, and don't take my word for it. Watch someone else's review. This sounds like the most untuned fucking mess of an $800 IM from Moondrop with the waifu. With the Moondrop, like she's got the little thing that's only about the shiny and it's got the little card that I'm definitely keeping even if I sell this in the yard sale. 10 drivers per side. From Moondrop with 2 DDs dedicated for a bass fucking... You would expect this to be the most sought after set piece of equipment. It is a fucking... If this was a tuning sample for a collaboration, I'd be like, yeah, okay, no, send me the next one. Sometimes it sounds fine, but it never sounds rich and luscious or even overly detailed, or even like all these other things. Like I want a IM to sound a certain way. If you have the Rinko, you kind of know. You have the JoJo, you kind of know. But I don't hate on IMs that go a different direction, so long as they go that direction and fucking succeed at it. I don't know what direction Moondrop is going with the Dark Saber. Down. Like an elevator, and then they just cut the emergency. They pulled the Cheryl from Archer, and they're just like, wild card, just drop the elevator down the shaft. I'm rubbing my mustache. You can't see me do it, but I put that Rebecca wallpaper. Go, huh? Because this is the thing. I set this up on the burning rig. I don't test it beforehand. I just put it on the burning rig. And I put it on the top because I'm like, oh man, do you see these? Do you see how pretty they are? With the textured, like, I don't think it's real wood. Whatever they've done to make this, it's just, here's a completely clear shell. You could see all the BAs. You could see the DD sandwich right there. Oh God, it's so pretty. You got the 2-pin with the red thing, and then it comes around, and you got the black here, it's red and black, and whatever this like synthetic wood. It's like they layered plastic in a way that when they sliced it, it would look like wood. And it's just like, it's the cap that goes into the thing, and it feels just like, it feels like stone. I love, these should be, I thought these were going to be like top tier, like fucking straight up unbeatable. That's why I took them out to listen to them all day, because I'm like, oh, I'll get to enjoy these all day. And I couldn't even shop without being like, just kind of sad about it. I don't want to crap on them too hard. I'm sure someone out there is going to absolutely love these. But they do this thing where they don't do anything. And it's just like the treble gets to me. Like, you cross a threshold, these are going to get like a 5 or 6 in the numbers, and that's it. Because you cross a threshold where you've actually caused me physical discomfort, and I can't. So these have done that. Some of the highs just sound crunchy. Just all those words, like, it's not sibilants. Here's the thing. I had a song play on this in the Hibby, which I was running 3.5 millimeter. Now I'm finally on balance because I had the adapter still in the box. So I got to take out the adapter in the box. Here's the adapter, the plain adapter, and 3.5 and the headphone thing. And I had a song come on that was a very song that sang like a solid sexcapades. And I heard that, and it didn't hurt me, but it was just like, it was like the S's were clipping. So like if it was a normal, like, it would just be like, it could either be smoothed out and okay, I don't mind the S's, or it could be sibilant where it's like, oh God, S's. But this was something in the middle. This was like, I'm sucking Sally's t-shirts by the seashore. The bass will come in again, one out of every 30 songs. I just added one to the bass test playlist actually, which was Psychopaths track 8, and it's like dun, 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 dun. And then these things just like explode into your ears with all this low end just hammering you. And I'm just like, oh, that feels great. Then the song changes. And then vocals sound like, it feels like what I used to play with Winamp, which really whipped the llama's ass. They had the EQ that you could pop open, and every once in a while I would take the EQ and I put high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. That's what this sounds like. It sounds like it's fucking with the frequency response completely and wrong. Like they didn't, you know what? Let me take a look. There is a board here, so they actually are hopefully trying to do some sort of equalization of like actual passive crossovering between all these fucking drivers. But it sounds like they just let them go. Like, I don't know, put them all to full range and see what happens. Like, I listened to them all day. It wasn't like I took them out of my ears so I had to puke. Didn't want them to fall in the toilet. It's just no matter what tip I put on, they got better with. I put back on silicones. I put back on the Duno SS ones just in case it was that. They got better with softer foam tips, and then I went to the render tips, which are my collab tips, and they sounded the best on that. Not to be shitting my own pants, but is that what it's called? Yes, not to be shitting my own pants on the render tips, but they did sound the best on the render tips. I thought, oh, there's the low end. It's trapping some of that mid bass and bringing it down to the bass. And okay, it sounds fuller. And for a solid 40 minutes, I was convinced that I'd fixed them with tips. And then I kept listening. And then I brought them here. And then I put them on the fucking Mass Kobo 465. And it was just like, no. This should make anything you plug into it just reverse aging, and ovulation should start happening. Even if you're a guy, you should start ovulating. Like the Mass Kobo does things to stuff. And it did nothing to these. Nothing that benefited them in even the slightest. I still just had this like everything just sounds wrong. This frequency response are all wrong. The highs get too high, but then they don't hurt high, but it's not right. And the vocals sound recessed, like dark. Maybe that's what we're going for. Maybe we're trying to go for a recessed sound. I don't know the origins of the Dark Saber. I didn't read the back of the box, which probably won't have a story on it. Let me see something. Hold on. Horizontally opposed dual dynamic driver unit system, customized mid-range balanced armature drivers, Knowles SWFK tweeter balanced armature drivers. There's 4 treble drivers in here and 4 mid-range drivers, and they're running everything off the DDs. It shouldn't be bad. It shouldn't be this bad. Like this measurements mean fucking nothing. Target response, and then there's this. It's like, ooh, who cares? This is I'm gonna leave it upside down now. They've wronged me. They've wronged me because Moondrop is the GOAT. I mean, Moondrop Illuminations, which actually was one of the IEMs I said didn't make much of improvement on this, still sounds like a Moondrop Illuminations. But you know what it feels like? I think if you like the S8, I'm okay with the S8. I'm not in love with the S8. These are not variations, let's put it that way. In fact, Zeos, make sure in the future you link variations so people buy something from this review. Variations whoop these things in their ass. All right? From just from a coherence standpoint, these are an incoherent mess of frequency response. I don't care what the measurement says. I just wish they didn't waste that on one of the nicest looking finishes, just like a giant slab. I don't think it's 3D printed. I think they actually go through a process and then sand it down so they can get like a unique finish on each one of them. It's beautiful, literally beautiful. I wanted these to be my new GOAT. I do have bias. I want to like certain things that are like, oh, that's really pretty from a brand I like. Got the waifu. I'll make sure I listen to this real hard so I give all the right words, and then disappointment, and then and then So yeah, this is probably a shorter one of the reviews I'm going to be doing, and you're going to compare it. If you like, I was going to say, like, if you like the S8, S8 wasn't my favorite, but it had that like weird twinge in the highs that like some people just got off on that. And I didn't, but I understood that, and it didn't really bother me. So okay, I still have them in my box. These are a no for me, dog. These are this, and I've tried on that and this and the portable, and I mean, should I tube them? Like, well, what point does it start being like, well, maybe Patreon and subscribe so support this channel. Thank you for supporting me. I'll probably be putting these in the yard sale. The rest of like, it comes in a nice Moondrop case with like the digital Moon and Nights logo. Again, you get some tips. You get an airplane adapter. You get a 3.5 millimeter. The wire, I should probably talk about for a second. It comes with this really nice, like listen. Like that's a smooth thread, and then you pop that off. And you got to look at your thing and plug it back in. So, yeah, I mean, it's nothing like super new that we haven't seen. The wire kind of reminds me, this nice 4-wire, it reminds me of the DD Hi-Fi cables I have, which are nice fucking cables. Very small little split, a little slider up, 2-wire to 2-pin. Yeah, that's it. Good. We good. I'm good. The box does this cool thing where it says Dark Saber on it. Moondrop presents, and it opens and stays there because the back kicks out. I had all the paperwork was in here. It's just, I got to do a couple more reviews tonight, like IEM reviews. So this is setting the bar pretty low. So we'll see how we go along if I put these out in. I usually release and record order because I may reference this in the next one. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, wallpaper available in the Wallpaper Horde. Thank you guys for being supporters, and